It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Yo. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kids TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Now, before I get into this afternoon story, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you're representing. And let us know if you're the man or the woman that you say you be. You know, I'm going to give you all a brief story today. It's not going to be 30 minutes or better today. But I want to hit you all off with something. Pause. First time going to the penitentiary. I'm a young dude. I'm probably, I don't know, it's in the early 2000s or whatever. So I'm probably 23 years old. Never did more than 30 days in the county jail. They sent me to the pen, man. See, when they send you to the penitentiary, and this is how they do it in Lexington or just Kentucky, period. They're going to call you at about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, maybe 4, somewhere right around in there. They're going to come over the loudspeaker. Kens. They may have to say your name a couple times. You sleep. You think you're dreaming or whatever. Kens. Yeah. Pack it up. B&B. B&B. We all we got. It's crazy because a lot of times when they call your name for B&B, a lot of dudes are excited to go to the penitentiary. Seemed like it would be opposite, but no. A lot of people are excited because you're getting out of that county jail. See, that county jail, man, is that's where I've seen the most violence occur. You're locked in a cell. It's overcrowded. Let's just say, now I've seen cells that are meant for 10 people and it's 25 people in the cell. People sleeping on the tables. People sleeping under the toilets. Literally under the toilet. There's nowhere to sleep. So oftentimes, as I mentioned, people are ecstatic to get out of the county jail. Now they're going to the penitentiary. Now you're not going to the place in which you'll be permanently housed. They're going to send you to LaGrange. It's called the Rotary Farm, a.k.a. the fish tank. I've explained this several times, but new people watch the video and they don't know what the fish tank consists of. It's a big old prison, and basically you go there and you get processed. You get your number. Classified, medical evaluation, physical evaluation, psychological evaluation, and they assign you a caseworker. You're going to meet a caseworker probably within your first day or two from being there. They're going to look over all your charges, look at your history, and from that point on, they're going to classify you and assign you a level. Either you'll be community, minimum, medium, or maximum. From that point, you're probably going to sit at the Rotary Farm maybe 30 days, 60 days. Every time that I've been to the Rotary Farm, I was there at least 60 days. Some people are there longer, 4 or 5 months. As I always say, locking people up is a business. So a lot of times in the prisons, in which they're already overcrowded, there's no beds. So you're going to sit at the Rotary Farm until there are actually beds available. So I'm at the Rotary Farm, man, and it's my first time. It's my first time going. Even prior to me getting to the Rotary Farm, and I'm on that bus, that prison bus, man. The Gray Goose, that's what they call it. And you know how in the movies where it's a scene where all the prisoners, they're on that country road, and it's probably some country music or something playing in the background, and and you know they're looking out the window or whatever, and they're on their way to prison. That's exactly how it was. You get there, I'd say it's about an hour and a half away from Lexington. All you see is just barbed wire, man. Old buildings, barbed wire everywhere. Man, I've arrived. Anybody that's gone to prison, they cannot say that they were never the least bit nervous. I don't care what type of street dude you was. I mean, some people, don't get me wrong, like you know that a lot of your homies are up in there or whatever, but still, your first time, you're going to be somewhat nervous. I was definitely nervous my first time. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know, you have people that try to tell you, okay, when you get to the fish tank, it's going to be this way, it's going to be that way. But you don't really know until you actually experience it. I get to the fish tank. They go through all of your property or whatever. You can't have any of the property that you take down there with you rather. I'm sorry. So for instance, if you take your commissary, they're going to ask you, do you want to donate it or send it home? I had clothes. I think I ended up sending I ended up sending my clothes home. It cost like $40 in postage. But like my hygiene stuff and can't take any of that in with you. It doesn't matter if it hasn't been opened or not. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, man. I'm kind of salty about that. Then they give you these little scrubs to put on. They give you these scrubs to put on, and the scrub, outfit that they gave me, it didn't even remotely fit. It was all tight and high waters, and I'm like, hey, man, this don't fit. Shut up and get back in line. That's how they was talking to you, and they beat the brakes off of you. You get crazy. You get silly with them if you want to. And so I'm sitting there and got these scrubs on or whatever. I'm thinking that these are the real, uniforms that we're going to actually have to wear permanently. Keep those on for a little bit. They give you the scrubs because the uniforms that the orange jumpsuits that you see on TV all the time, that's what you go down there in, but they send those back. Those belong to the jail. So they just put you in the scrubs. But again, I'm not knowing this, so that they can get you up out of the orange jumpsuits. Sitting there or whatever, they assign you, they give you like a net bag. In the net bag, you got your blanket, you got a couple sheets, you got a pillowcase. Actually, it's no pillowcase because you don't get a pillow. They give you your boxers, 3 pair of boxers, I think, 3 pair of socks, toothbrush, generic toothpaste, state soap in which the inmates make, the very basics of basics. From that point on, you sit on this little bench. I'm telling y'all, first day in prison, man. You sit on this little bench, and then they got like a shower area. You go to the shower area where maybe 5, 6 inmates at a time can get in there and take a shower. They got this little stuff that they spray on you. It's for like lice and stuff like that, so you got to rub it through your hair. And see, back then, they cut your hair. Now, some sort of law passed to where they can't cut your hair when you go through the rotary farm or whatever. Dudes was like, their locks, they've been growing their locks 10, 11 years and was having to cut their hair off. And a lot of them will refuse. Well, some of them will refuse, and they would just go to the hole, man. I'm Rastafarian, man. That's what people, my religion, man. And they wasn't trying to cut their locks off, so they would just go to the hole. But they since, passed that law or changed that law or whatever. But like I said at the time, man, they can cut your hair already. And actually you see the barber before you take a shower. I'm sorry. So you run your, the lye stuff or whatever through your hair and, under your arms or whatever. And you got staff just walking back and forth like women and dudes. And you're literally in a shower with 5 or 6 other dudes, man. You don't get no shower shoes or nothing. You got to hurry up because you got to, you got the next batch of individuals that need to go in there and take a shower. That's how they process you in the rotary farm. Then from that point on, you go through another door. Once you go through that additional door, now it's like it's a dorm. Looks like a turret dome. You got the guards tower in the middle, and it's surrounded by different different cells. Each cell holds 100 people. So you got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I think H, all in one big circle. It's like cage doors or whatever. It's loud. Whole lot of screaming going on. Whole lot of intimidating things, being said before you even walk in, because you don't know which one that you're going in yet. Sent me to B. Let's just say B Bay. I can't remember which one. Some people call them pods, some people call them bays, some people call them cells. It's all the same thing. They sent me in B-Bay. I walk inside. All you hear is, yeah, that's him. That's exactly who, we seen him on TV as him. The whole cell. It was like 3 of us that walked in. So I'm walking down, it's a long aisle. Got 50 beds on the left side, 50 beds on the right side, and at the very back of the dorm is the bathrooms. You got your showers, you got like 5 toilets. They don't have any dividers or anything, so if you sitting down using the bathroom, guess what? It's gonna be somebody literally, I want to say about 3-4 feet away from you using the bathroom at the same time. Dudes would hang out in the bathroom and rap and smoke they black and mouths and all that stuff. So I'm looking around like, man, this is crazy. I find my bed area or whatever. I get my bed area. You always want to check your mat and make sure nobody, stuck anything in there or try to set you up or whatever. You go get the spray and, wipe your area down or whatever. And so, I'm getting acclimated or whatever. They're calling you back and forth in the office because, it's your first day there or whatever. And as some time went past, there was an individual that was in the cell with me. And his name was Zack. Zack, black dude. Bald head dude, dark skinned dude. And it's crazy because Zack was locked up. This is the craziest thing, man. Zack was locked up. He was walking down the street minding his business. Literally walking down the street minding his business. He sees something like in the bushes. It's a bag. He ain't thinking nothing of it. We see stuff all the time, so he continues to walk, but something tells him. He's like, hold on. He backs up. Looks in the bag. It's like $65,000 cash. Straight, I'm talking about straight cash. He can't believe it. He thinks that this is a setup. He's thinking that at any given time, the police or some gangsters or somebody's going to jump out of the woodworks on him. But he can't walk away from a bag of money. After all, who finds a bag of money? He grabs the bag. He's looking through it. After being reluctant and showing some form of hesitancy for a minute. Got tongue-tied. Hesitancy for a minute. Get some water. He proceeds on. He's walking. 2 cops end up pulling up on him. They pull up on Zack, running his, ID or whatever, information. He fit the description. 5'11" black guy. Bank was just robbed. The individuals that got away with robbing the bank had dished the bag. I guess they was gonna, come back and get it. So they just, they dished it and okay, we'll come back and get it. They called Zack with this bag from the bank that just got robbed. Of course, he's like, man, I didn't do it. He's trying to explain. Yeah, sure you did. So you just found this money. Sure you did. Got to understand technology was nowhere the way that it is now. So he goes to trial. He's thinking he's going to beat the case. He goes to trial and loses. They give him 10 years. Something that he didn't even do because he found some money. That's the word on the street. That was the word. And so Zack, we from the same, area or whatever, same place. There's a couple dudes in there from Lexington, but it's not very many. It's mainly dominated by Louisville. And shout out to Louisville, 502, man. Mainly dominated by dudes from Louisville and, other counties just as well, because the Rotary Farm is everybody. Everybody in the entire state of Kentucky that's going through the penitentiary system is going to be at the Rotary Farm. We kick it for a little bit, he's showing me around or whatever. One of the main things they tell you not to do not accept any food, anything from anybody in prison. That's a main thing they tell you to do or not to do. First couple nights, I'm trying to tough it out. See, when you first get to the rotary farm, as I mentioned, you can't take anything with you. You could only go to the store one time a week, and that's if you have some money. If you don't have no money, you SOL. You eat at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then you don't eat again until 5 o'clock in the morning. Rotary farm, the food's way better than the county jail, and because they don't get away with that in prison as far as, and I'm not saying that they're feeding you gourmet meals by any stretch of the imagination, but in prison, inmates a riot, man. They'll burn it down. They'll burn it down. So food is, you can't get away with how they feed you that slop in the county jail. Prison food is not much better, but it is somewhat better. I'm sitting there and I'm smelling all this beautiful food that I always tell you all about. And I never will forget the first time I accepted something from Zack. That's popcorn. He would take like the little noodle pack, the seasoning pack that comes in a noodle, sprinkle some of it in the bag of popcorn, shake it up, put that hot sauce in it. She was smelling so good. I'm sitting there, stomach is growling, rumbling, rumble in the jungle, my stomach as I sounded. I'm gonna get you some of this popcorn, youngster. I got a bowl. I'm good, man. Look, man, you better eat, man. Take some of the popcorn, man. I smashed the popcorn, you heard me? I smashed that popcorn. Next night, they cooking up. It's about, I don't know, it's a group of them, probably 4 or 5 dudes. His brother was in there just as well. Dark-skinned Jermaine, what they called him. R.I.P. to him. He's no longer with us, but it was like 3 years apart. At the rotary farm at the same time. Dark-skinned Jermaine was cool. He was short though. He was probably like 5. I don't know, 5'6", 5'7". He had a bald head just as well, but he had a little gut on him. Zack was, like I said, Zack was 5'11", but he didn't really have a gut. Zack was probably like 210, 215. Had a little gold in his mouth or whatever. Painting the picture for y'all so you can actually visualize. And so, we get to talking or whatever, and the next night, as I mentioned, they cooking it up. They got some chili. Oh my God, they got the chili. They take the summer sausages and chop it up and put it in the chili. Back then, they didn't sell the hamburger patty, so you had to use like summer sausage or something like it. Take some potatoes, fry them up, put them in the chili. I got the crackers. Got some cheese, some onions, some peppers. That chili was smelling so good. Little bruh, that's what he used to call me. Little bruh, I'm gonna get you some of this chili, man. No, I'm good. OG, I call him OG, because he was, I'm in my early 20s. He was probably 35 at the time. I'm cool, OG, man. Quit acting silly, man. Get on. Man, you better come and get some of this chili, man. I'm seeing the steam just rise off the chili. Got my bowl or whatever. I didn't have a bowl or whatever, but he gave me a bowl. Said, only stipulation, man, you gotta wash the dishes. I didn't put in on the meal. I didn't have anything. Only thing I gotta do is wash out the bowls. That's all you gotta do, bro. Just wash out the bowls. I ate the chili. Chili was so good. It was so good. Next night, they cooked something else. I don't remember exactly what it was. But they would get together and make spreads every single night. My job was I had to wash out the bowls. So we get to talking one night, me and Zack. Man. Been about a week or so. And I'm explaining to him that I'm waiting on my money to arrive. Back then it was postal money orders. It had to be from the post office. Had to be. And what do my people do? Bless their heart. Because they didn't have to send me anything. They sent me a money order that's not from the post office. So down that whole week that I've been waiting to go to the store, it was like a $60 money order. I had to wait because I had to send the money order back. They had to go get another money order from the post office, resend it back. So it was like a couple weeks before I could even go get some commissary, man. I was messed around. Finally, my money arrives. I think they ended up sending more second time around or whatever. So I go to the store, get my bag, and I'm asking, hey, bro, y'all need anything? Because they've been looking out for me. No, I'm straight, little bro. You good, man. I'm straight. I'm like, man, y'all been looking out for me, man. You need something, anything? Man, I'm good, bro. You don't know. Give me a couple stamps or something. Stamps are real big in prison, you know. At least they used to be. Now they got JPay machines and emails and all that. But back then, you know, writing and stamps and, you know, stamps was very, very big in prison back then. Probably still are to a certain extent. Got him some stamps or whatever. Book of stamps. We still eating every night, but I'm able to contribute something, whether it's a can of chili or, you know, a bag of chips or, you know, just anything. I'm contributing. So as I mentioned, we got to talking or whatever, and I'm telling him my situation, as far as, you know, how I got in there, what my charges were or whatever. And I was waiting on some money. I made a vital mistake. I told him I was waiting on some money. So I was out on a $6,000 bond. And when my bond, when the judge sentenced me up the road, because see, I still had a pending case. I was on probation, then I caught another case. They violated my probation, and they sent me to prison. But when they sent me to prison, it surprised me because I thought that they were going to wait for my new case to be resolved and then just send me. No, they went on and violated me and sent me to prison. And I was having to go back and forth from the fish tank to the county jail. And that's torture. This is a little black box. If you know, you know. If you're familiar with the black box, man, y'all jump in the comment section. If you're not, Google the black box for prisoners. This is black box, man. And you stick your hands in it like this, and you literally can't move. And you're like that all day long, 7-8 hours. You literally can't move. And what's so crazy, they said an inmate designed it. Chalk mouths. That's how inmates be, some of them. Chalk mouths. So you got inmates and then you got convicts or whatever. Ain't none of it cool, but there's a code in prison, man. And you got these bootlicking trustees going around designing devices to make sure the inmates don't escape. That's crazy. But nevertheless, the judge, when he sent me up the road, I said, Your Honor, could I sign my bond money over to, you know, my daughter's mother or whatever? He's like, you sure? I was like, yeah. So he was like, okay. Or I wasn't for sure if he was going to do it, but he went on and did it. So it was 6 G's. I tell her, I say, listen, she didn't even know I did it. I signed this money over to you, right? 6,000. I'm going to be gone for a while. Even I was a first-time offender. Even though I was on probation and I caught another case, I was still considered a first-time offender because I'd never been to prison before. Back then, you could go to boot camp. You go to boot camp for, I think, 6 months, 180 days. Then you right back home. So I'm thinking, okay, it's going to take me a couple months to get into boot camp. So I'm like, I need you to take this money and stretch it because I'm not there right now. I need you to stretch this money for the next, 10, 11 months. I know it's not going to last the entire 10, 11 months, but just stretch it. I tell her to keep like 4,500. Then I tell her with the other 1,500 or 1,400, whatever it was, I need you to send it to me in money orders. The most that you could get on one money order at that time was $200. She does just that. She sends me all the money orders. 7 money orders at once from the post office. I'm happy. I know my money's coming. She questioned why, if you are in jail, why do you need that much money? So that I don't have to worry about anybody sending me anything. You need money while you in here. Because see, when I was in the county jail, I never asked for any money. I was only in there 30 days. I just thugged it out. I ain't asked for no money or anything when I was in the county jail. Just put some money on the phone, or just accept my calls. Couldn't even put money on the phone. Then you just accept the calls. That's back when collect calls, people had, still had house phones and, things of that nature. Y'all rock with me. I'm waiting on this money to come. Finally, the eagle lands. Money gets there. They call me into the captain's office. Probably the next day, they call me into the captain's office. When you go into the captain's office, like, everybody sees you because you're just in your cell. So everybody in your cell sees you go out. But once you go out that door, remember I said it's a circle. Outside is the guard's tower. And then they got like the ice machine when you need ice or whatever. Go out there, and at certain times of the day you can get some ice. And then you got the offices, or they call me in. I don't know what's going on. They're asking me about these money orders. Why are you receiving 7 money orders, all for the same amount, all from the same person? First time in prison. So I explained to them what I just explained to you all about my bond money or whatever. So they did their due diligence. They put my money on hold. Next day, IA comes, Internal Affairs. They call me in office. They're asking me again, are you sure that you're not? I say a lot of times you can make a lot of money in prison, man. If you got that bag, you got that sack. See what I'm saying? Or you're doing something illegal or whatever, then you have people send you money orders or whatever. That just wasn't the case with me whatsoever. And so now they keep calling me in and out of the office, and at this particular juncture in time, if you will, they have found a shank in the cell. Of course, nobody's gonna claim it. Well, you can't. What you gonna do to us? We already locked down 23 hours a day. You get 1 hour a day for rec. Can't do anything to us. So they found this shank, but yet simultaneously they keep calling me back and forth to the office. Didn't look good. At the time, I wasn't cognizant. I didn't recognize it then, but looking back, it just didn't look good. Finally, they released my money. I guess it was Zack's time to move in on me. Pause. Double pause. Say, little bro, we got a problem, man. Yeah, what's up? What's up, OG? Man, a couple dudes, man, they want to jump on you, man. They feel like, you running in and out of the captain's office and, internal affairs and why this is going down, as far as the shank and shakedowns and all this, and it's not looking good, man. A couple dudes want to jump on you. I'm like, ooh, man, I can't tell you all that, man. They not even in this cell. But you do go out for rec. You do got to go out to eat, the chow hall. You do, go to church or the library or any given medical, any given time, and they can jump on you. I hate to see that happen, man. So I'm like, damn, I don't really know what to think. He's like, I tell you what, man. Me and the homies, man, we gonna look out for you. I didn't even know these dudes on the street. Like I said, they was older than me. We're gonna look out for you, man. But, it's gonna cost a little bit, man, just because, we get, caught up in this situation or whatever. It's gonna cost a little bit. Yeah, bruh. Shh. It's about $50 a week, man, and everything should be cool. You trying to, extort me? You trying to shake me down, man? Otherwise, bro, you kind of on your own or whatever. Damn, it's always something. Somebody always wants something from you. So this is what this was about. I think that he had genuine, I don't know if it was genuine in the beginning as far as offering me this, offering me that. But then when I made a mistake of telling him about the money that I had coming, then I guess he devised a plan or whatever. $50 a week, man, you got me bent. Urban Dictionary, you got me effed up. $50 a week, man. But I'm thinking that this could potentially be true. I said, man, I'm gonna get back with you, man. Let me think on this. I'm trying to devise a plan or whatever. It just so happens that next day, about 4 o'clock in the morning, man, they come in, tell me to pack it up. I got court. I had missed my original court date, so I never knew when I was going back to court. It wasn't my fault that I missed the court date. They didn't come and get me. About 4 o'clock in the morning, they tell me to come in and pack it up. Pack it up. Well, I gotta pack my stuff up if I'm just going to court. That's just the way that we do it here. So whenever you have court, you gotta pack all your stuff up. Take it with you. And then come back. You go back to where you was at. But that wasn't a rule set in stone. Went to court all day long. I'm dead tired or whatever. I done got cool and comfortable in the cell that the people that are around me in the cell. I come back, they put me in a totally different cell, man. I'm sick. Even though I had this little issue going on with Zack and them, I'm sick, man. I don't want to go in no new cell. It's starting all over again, man. I go in a new cell. I'm trying to tell the people, see if they'll move me back over or whatever. Zack's trying to get me moved back over. They already gave the bed away. Man. Revolving door. As soon as one bed is empty, guess what? They're going to bring somebody else right in. That's messed up, man. Next day, they bring in dude that I grew up with. Black Chris. Black Chris was a monster, man. He was a monster. Now, at this time, he had some size on him, but later on, because he ended up doing 6-7 years straight. Black Chris was 5'11", too. Dark skin, had a gold. Kind of reminds you, maybe a younger version of Zack. Had the bald head. Weighing in at about 220, 225 at the time. Black Chris, man, was a heck of an athlete coming up. He just had a bad attitude, and he got caught up and ended up getting sent to the penitentiary or whatever. So we in a cell together. He notices that Zack keeps, calling for me at the door. He's like, man, this old nigga keep calling you for, man. I told him the situation. I gave him the rundown. He was like, bro, hold on, man. Nah, he trying to shake you down. Nah, don't go for that. I already had a inclination that that's what he was trying to do anyway. Rec time came. We outside. Black Chris knows a couple of the other, dudes in the crew or whatever. They just didn't happen to be in the same cell as Zack. Man, tell him don't give him nothing, man. He's a scam artist, dog. All he does is try to, shake people down and try to get something out of him. Man, don't give him nothing, dog. Ain't nobody after him, man. We ain't gonna let nothing happen to him, man. He just trying to get $50 a week. So even the people in his crew, they didn't even know. They was like, what? Little youngster, man. And you trying to get him for the. So now Zack, they looking at him sideways. Black Chris is asking me, what you want to do, man? You want to get him on rec? What you want to do? Black Chris, he had a little, he had a little clique that ran behind him. Him and I are the same age. He's like a year younger than me. So we had little followers or whatever that wanted to, be down or whatever. What you want to do, bro? You want to go on and whoop his old nigga? I'm like, nah, man. Let him live, man. I'm trying to get to boot camp, bro. I ain't trying to catch no right. If you catch a right up or anything, you can't go, bro. I'm just trying to go home. I ain't give him nothing. If anything, they looked out for me. It's penitentiaries, dog eat dog. I understand that people gonna try to run game on you or whatever, but I ain't, I'm cool. I'm cool with it, man. Like Chris wasn't as calm as I was. He wanted to go on and whoop him. I'm like, nah, bro. Cause see, if he did that now, we wouldn't be in the same cell together. And I'm just like, nah, we, you know what I'm saying? Man, let that go, man. It ain't nothing. He tried to get over or whatever. He tried to get over, but it ain't nothing. Things smoothed over or whatever. I end up getting transferred. Remember I said you only there maybe up to 60 days. Probably after day, 62, 63, I end up getting transferred. I get transferred. They send me to Lee County. It's a medium security place. I wasn't even supposed to go to a medium security, but I still had this pending case. The pending case was over with because the last time I went to court, I said, listen, man, I'm not going to keep going through this, man. I'm going to plead guilty today if y'all give me a deal worth taking, and I'm not coming back. I don't need to do a PSI. I don't need to do none of that. You can go ahead and sentence me today because I'm not about to keep coming back going through this, man. Getting woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, wearing this black box for 8 hours. They won't even take the black box off of you if you got to use the bathroom. It's torture. So the judge went on and sentenced me that day or whatever. But the paperwork hadn't caught up to the prison. So it still looked like I had a pending case, but the case was over with. So I get to medium security prison. It takes about 30 days for my paperwork to get there, but you can't get reclassified until 6 months after being there. So I ended up being there like 9 months, which was cool for real. It was a couple hours away from home. So I ended up being there for like 9 months. And then my custody level went down. They sent me back home. I was in Lexington. Now I'm at Blackburn, minimum security prison, correctional complex, whatever the case may be. I get the bad news that boot camp was shutting down. Their last class, I just missed it. I just missed the last class they were shutting down. You know why the significance of that? Because I thought I was coming home. Like I said, I do boot camp 6 months, I'm home. The charges that I have, in the time that I had, rather, I had to do 3 years just to see the parole board. I had to do 3 years just to see the parole board. I'm only probably a year in at this point. I'm sick. I got to do 2 more years. I got to tell my people that I got to do 2 more years. My little girl had just been born. Well, she was maybe about a year old at the time. And I was sick, but the good news was I was in Lexington, so I was right there at home. Visitations would be a lot more, I was a lot more accessible. I'm trying to be on my best behavior. I'm there for probably about 6 months. Lo and behold, Zack comes. He gets transferred. His custody level, whatever the case may have been with him, it lowered and he gets sent to Blackburn just as well. He tries to speak. What's up, little bro, man? I ain't got no problem if you ain't got none. I was like, I ain't tripping, man. Kept it moving, man. I'm way, way, way past that, man. I really didn't even speak on it anymore. And meanwhile, Black Chris, he done caught all type write-ups, so he's behind the fence somewhere thugging. Gang banging. He loved it, apparently. I didn't feel the need to speak on it, as I mentioned, so, I'm just trying to do my time. He's doing his time. A couple months after him being there, we used to play poker all the time. Another card no sin in prison. Don't borrow anything from anybody. Don't give anybody anything or loan anybody anything. And don't play poker, man. Or don't gamble, period. Stayed on the poker table, man. On the poker table one night, Zack was gambling on his ass. Meaning, like, he lost all his money, right? Once he lost all his money, he kept going. He got in debt. He got in debt like $40. At the end of the night, they call it up top. So when you up top, it's just basically what you owe. So you might have to bring your first $10 to the game if that's what you want to start with. And you say, hey, bro, give me 10 more, man. Because you don't want to keep running back and forth to your locker, or the poker game might be outside on the yard. So unless you have something small like some stamps or some cigarettes, because back then you could still smoke in, Kentucky prisons. But otherwise, if you got something, some tuna pouches or something like that to where, you might be able to slide in your jacket or something like that to where the COs don't catch you or whatever, you could. But if you owe a lot, then you're responsible for getting that to the house man. He brought his first $10 to the game, like I said, then the house man let him go up top like $35, $40. You owe this at the end of the game. He didn't have it. He's playing on his ass. The house man was a reasonable type dude. He was a businessman. They gave him 2 days, man. Because he kept saying, I got a money order coming, bro. I got a money order coming or whatever. 2 days turned to 4 days. Looked up after about a week. Apparently he got a money order because he went to the store. But when he came back from the store, he spent $30, $40. He never paid the house man his money. I don't know what he was thinking about, man. Man, they caught that man coming out of the shower and beat him senseless. Beat him senseless, man. I guess his antics caught up with him. I guess his tricks, his finaglery, it all caught up. I never had to lay a hand on a man. Never had to raise a hand at the man. His own actions got him caught up, and the brakes beat off him in the penitentiary. Albeit it was a camp, it's still lockup. That's why I said sometimes, man, I've seen some of the, and heard about some of the worst beatings that occurred being at a prison camp. If you ever find yourself in an unfortunate situation in which you're in prison, which I hope no one has to endure that torture, these are cardinal sins for a reason. They call them cardinal sins for a reason. So when they say, no particular order, don't gamble, it means don't gamble. Stay off at basketball court. If you're gonna hoop, go shoot around or shoot around with your partners or something like that. But when they get to competing and playing 3-on-3 in a whole court and all that, stay away. Stay away from people's boyfriends, obviously. Don't steal. You definitely don't snitch. These are the things that you must adhere to and abide by. Mind your business, man. Don't be in nobody else's business. See no evil, hear no evil. You see somebody getting the brakes beat off of them, unless it's somebody that you know or that you rock with, man, you better keep it moving. Act like you don't even see that. Prison has different rules, man. Prison has its own rules. And if you think that you bigger than the program, you just might find yourself in a situation that old Zack found himself in. I've seen Zack. I've seen him a few times. Matter of fact, one of my closest partners, I was at his house one day, and now this was probably a couple years after I got released, and I seen a man in a truck or whatever. He was doing some work or whatever at a house like right next door to my partner's house, and it was old Zack. He tried to talk to me and be cordial. Hey, what's up, man? Let me tell you about this young cat right here. He's talking to my partner, because him and my partner was cool as far as, they would speak, but, there's a big age difference between us, but, they would speak and conversate or whatever. So I went on and told my partner, I was like, yeah, man, dude tried to extort me, man, try to, hustle me in prison. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah, man, he tried to get me in prison, man. Crazy things, man, that happen in penitentiary, man. Stay out the pen, man. Stay out here with your family, your loved ones, your girl, your wife, your husband. I know a lot of people don't want to work, Some people don't want to work. I ain't working for no $15 an hour, $14. You gonna work for free in there? Or 63 cents a day. That's what they pay you. Which is equivalent to about $26, $27 a month. You gonna work, or you gonna go to school. So you might as well do it while you're out here. When you go to your own refrigerator anytime you want to. Or jump in your car and go to the store, or walk to the store. You don't have to ask to take a shower, use the bathroom, or you can go lay with your girl and hug your kids and play. Penitentiary, you're not getting any of those things, man. Around a bunch of hard ankles all day long. Real Ken's TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? Amongst the first to receive. I holla.